Hey everybody, and welcome to J76 Gaming. I am your host, Jimmy Wild, and we are back to Mira. Yes, we are getting ready for the definitive edition of Xenoblade Chronicles X coming to Switch on March 20th. So at the time of recording, that is just 4 days away. So we're really excited. And I thought it would be a good time to kind of revisit the beginner tips and tricks video that I made a while ago, since I just finished another full playthrough of the story and, had a little bit more insight and thought, hey, let's just do a new version of this as we start to have like this new influx of players getting ready for definitive edition. So let's just go ahead and get started with number one. And I'm going to say, this is a long game. Do not rush. There are plenty of things to do in this game. You do not have to race to get as far as you can, as fast as you can. There are plenty of rewards for exploration. You're going and hunting through every nook and cranny will be rewarded with either a small bit of story or a new discovery or something like that. So I definitely recommend going through and taking your time. For example, let's look. So this game, like I said, I just finished the story and I'm at 88 hours of playtime. Now granted, there was some farming in there and goofing off, but still, that's just the story, and I haven't even finished even thought about finishing a lot of the side quests and additional affinity content with all the other characters. So lots and lots of gameplay. You do not have to rush. I recommend that you don't. Okay, next up we have enemy detection. How do those pesky enemies out on Mira, how do they detect you? Well, here we can see a lightning bolt on these Vespers. Now the lightning bolt refers to sound, so they will detect as sound. So don't make a noise unless you want to fight them. There are, of course, sight monsters as well. And so there are a couple up over here. We'll go find them. And here we have a young Grex. Now notice the eyeball indication, that little icon there. So that means sight detection. And you can see there's a little bit of a circle around the eyeball too. That means they have a more aggressive sight aggro radius or range, if you want to say it that way. As opposed to, so if you see this Skirpo over here, it does not have the big circle around it. So it's not going to aggro as far away as, like, say, that level 55 over there would. Now, you also might be saying, well, how come I'm not getting sight aggro from them right now? Well, good question. And the answer to that is that I am more than 10 levels above the level 7, so it is not going to aggro me. But I bet if I go run over here in front of this guy, he will aggro me because I am level 60 and he is 55. And he got me. So I am within the 5 levels, or excuse me, within 10 levels. And so he's going to aggro me. All right, next we have Appendages. So you can see this wood lepix. And you can see right now the little target indication is bouncing between the legs, and then you can see his head, and you can lock on to each one of those areas. And the importance of this is that there may be a monster might have an attack that's associated with one part of his, or one appendage, so disabling that appendage might disable that attack. Also, there are different loot pools for each of the appendages, so there may be some things out there that you only can find from a particular appendage. So here we have, now we just killed that Lepix, and you can see Wood Lepix body is the first treasure. And then you can see leg, is another appendage that had its own loot pool, and the other leg had its own loot pool. So there's different things that you can have there. Now, this is also another good opportunity to get into another tip about selling directly from your battle spoils. So in here, you can go in and choose your items, and you'll say, well, I don't really want this. This is cool, but I don't need it. But I do want this. I'm already full of leather. I don't need any more. But these elastic cells I would like. So we're going to pick those, and then you can go back, and before you close this window, you can just say sell all. And why that's important, I think anyways, is then you can just sell this stuff right before it even goes into your inventory, so you don't have like to deal with this inventory of like hundreds and hundreds of items that you've picked up that you now just want to sell. So you can sell them right from the end of the battle spoils screen. So I love doing that. So we're going to go ahead and sell those. Okay, next up, let's go into arts. Now, what are the arts? The arts are what you are using in combat, other than your auto attack. So let's take a look at some of the arts here. And the reason I want to point this out is the game does not do a really good job of telling you that you need to level up your arts or that you can change them. So if you come into your character, you can see we have this big list of arts, and you can see what level they are. Like, level 1, level 3, level max is 5. But you can level these up with some battle points if you want. So level it up, and then also if you want to equip it, you can go ahead and put it up on your bar. And so when you go into combat now, so now you can see the art that I just put on there is available on my bar. So go ahead and make sure you keep those up to date. That's very important. Okay, and similar to arts, we have skills. So each class that you have has a few skill slots, and you can add quite a bit of damage or health or whatever you want to this. So like here's 50% HP, 50% physical damage, and melee accuracy of 20%. And just like your arts, you can go ahead and level them up with your battle points and assign them to your skill slots. Now, like I said, this is each class. So every class that you unlock and that you level up is going to have different skill slots. So you can go ahead and really customize your character, your class that way. All right, next up we have fast travel to respawn either monsters or collectibles. So as we come over here and like, oh, look at this collectibles, I really want more of those, or oh, look, these iron suids, I just killed them all and I need to, but I want more of them. So what can you do? So you can either go and just go ahead and fast travel right to where you were, and that will respawn all of the monsters that you have and all of the collectible items that you can pick up. Whee! Okay. Also, what you can do is party return to Skell. So if you do have your Skells unlocked, you can return to Skell, and that will accomplish the same thing. That will respawn all the monsters and respawn all of the collectibles in the area. So either way, it will get you to respawn things. Okay, next up, we're going to find our Immortal Ictus again, because we're going to want to go ahead and get into combat. And I want to show you a little bit about gaining TP. So here we have, I'm attacking with the rifle, and you can see the TP is going up very slowly, 504 to 522, to 540. Okay, so I'm going to switch to a melee weapon, and now watch as the TP goes up a lot faster. So we're at 1,000, we're at 1230 and 1460. So it goes up a lot faster. So you can use your TP moves a lot more often, and you can use your like battle revives. So if your teammates get killed, you can bring them up in the middle of combat. So like I said, the rifles very slow and the melee weapons very fast to build TP. All right, next up we are back in town, and we're going just outside of the barracks over by Eleonora here, and we have the mission board. And this is very, very important because this is where you can get a lot of side missions. You know, they call them basic missions. So you got gathering, you got social stuff, you got bounties. Gathering is, you know, going to pick up certain things. Social is you have to, you know, go through some sort of small cutscene or at least dialogue and go ahead and you will build some affinity with a character. Bounty is going out to kill a particular set of monsters, and there's a lot of good rewards in here, and a lot of that is cosmetic. So you can see here we have a redesigned hoodie, and then we have a couple of abilities that we can add to weapons. So here we have more gear, upgraded workwear, so more cosmetic items, stuff like that. So this is really important. You can hold 20 basic missions, I believe, and so I always try to leave whenever I leave town. I leave with as many of these as I can keep in my mission log. So you never know what you're going to run into, and you can build up quite a bit of you know, gold as well as experience as well as more loot. So definitely recommend keeping a full load of missions all the time. All right, here we are, number 10, the final tip for the new and improved beginner guide, and I want to talk about Skell Wear, Skell Gear. Now this is not something that you equip on your Skell. This is something that you equip on your person to impact the abilities of your Skells. So we'll go into party and to ground gear. Go ahead and pick out my character here, and then so you can see like this Reginald Breaker. Okay, so this says Lightwear, and you can see the effects that are on there. Now if I look at this Infinite Gauntlet, and you can see that it says it is Skell Wear. Now that means that the additional effects impact the Skell. So if you're playing in a Skell, you're fighting in a Skell, you want to make sure that you're stocked up on some Skell Wear, and you can buy some of this, you can craft some of this, or you can get these from drops out in the world. So so you could add a lot of power to your Skell using this type of gear, and so I keep a lot of pieces that I'll go back and forth depending if I'm playing into Skell or if I'm going to do some ground combat. But anyway, just keep that in mind, that the Skell Wear impacts the Skell, and the stuff like the Lightwear will impact you as you're fighting. So yeah, so there it is. That is our list of 10 new and improved tips and tricks getting ready for the definitive edition launch. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you for checking it out. Appreciate it. Now we do have new Discord links in the description, and we are building up a little bit of a community here, and so we're hoping to get some people that want to play together. So we're gonna start a Nintendo Friends Code channel. So if you want to come hang out and play with some other big fans of Xenoblade Chronicles X, let's go ahead and do it. So thank you very much for checking out the video, and I will see you in Mira.